Hello, I'm Ian, and today I'm going to go over cleaning your CMMG 22 conversion kit. Things I like to use to clean my conversion kit are some wet wipes, some Q-tips, a multi-tool, some dental picks, a tornado brush to get the lead fouling that is in the little barrel shroud, just a little these polishing brushes, something. Just a little rod there. Some CLP and some Hops 9. Begin by disassembling your kit. Going to pull back the bolt itself, spread 2 halves until the front comes off. You're going to release spring tension as the bolt comes out. I'm going to remove the recoil spring and the guide rod from the recoil spring. The first part I want to work on will be the feed ramps and the barrel itself. After about 1,000 rounds, there's quite a lot of lead fouling on the inside of that. Just take some paper towels, wipe it down real quick. You don't have to worry too much about getting all of the carbon off the outside of this. But if you wish, you could just use a brass brush or whatever and it'll come right off without much effort. When it's mostly wiped off, I'm going to start with my tornado brush and some Hops 9, and I'm just going to try to scrape out a lot of that built up carbon that's on the inside of that little rebore area. After a few passes, this should be good. Just let the Hops 9 sit in there, and then we'll go through it with a little polishing brush. Looks pretty good. While Hops 9's kind of sitting in there, we're going to move on to this, the main little part of the chassis, I guess. Then a paper towel. Just kind of pull it through. Guide rod. And then the main bolt itself. One thing you can do is you can take out the firing pin if it starts jamming up and you start getting a couple light strikes, because there could be some built up carbon getting in the way of that. Which is kind of similar to a AR-15. You just take that, slide it in, pull out that pin. Firing pin will drop out from the back. And there's a spring on the firing pin, so you gotta be careful not to lose that. And there's also a little notch, and that notch is where this little retaining pin slides into, so you gotta make sure that you slide that with this notch facing up during reassembly. Alright, and just take a Q-tip, go in the back, kind of wipe out that firing pin area. And then you just take some more Q-tips and you get down those small grooves. Bolt face. Sometimes you'll have a lot of carbon built up on the bolt face and you just lightly go over it with a brass brush and it should flake right off. That's pretty clean. Just go down by the recoil spring. There's not a lot going on in there. So I'm going to wipe off my firing pin. And then I'm just going to reassemble it. So, spring on top of the firing pin with the notch up, inserted. Look through the hole so you can make sure you're at where the notch should be. Insert this. Just kind of twist it so it rotates into place correctly and make sure it's flush. Nice in there. Now I'm just going to make sure that this is all carbon out of it and that's been sitting there for a while. I don't really think it needs a nice follow-up. That's mostly good. It's gotten all of the caked on lead off. So I'm just going to reassemble this. For reassembly, you're going to put your guide rod and spring back together. You're going to take your bolt, guide rod and spring, go into their little hole. Going to line up that. You're going to press it into its nice little grooves. Get in your hole. Get in your hole. Just going to pull that back. Hold your thumb. And you're going to take this. You're going to find the proper grooves. And you're going to just take this. I like to angle it in and then angle it in. And there we go. And then you can just lightly oil it. Last step is just to lightly oil the carrier itself. And I just like to go under these rails back here where it's going to be sliding around a lot to press it. All those rails to the top side. And just the feed ramp and chamber. And that's pretty much it. Bye.